Charlotte protesters angry about the Trump administration's decision to deploy federal immigration agents to their city. Eyewitnesses capturing several incidents, mass agents taking people into custody. Willie Aceituno, a Honduran-born U.S. citizen, says agents stopped him twice, and on the second stop, they broke his window and pulled him out of the car. He says he was released after showing documents proving his citizenship. In another incident, border agents questioned two workers hanging Christmas lights in Reba Hamilton's front yard.
Randy, they're in our yard.
Those agents left without making any arrests. Paula Walker Coleman sharing this video, telling ABC News she witnessed agents arrest this woman who was filming.
What a way to govern, where we have had community members, elected officials, even reporters on these fact-finding missions just to find out whether a federal force is coming into the city of Charlotte.
That guy, you can tell he has an accent. He's also of immigrant descent. You should not be in a position of authority. America is for Americans. And if as an American, you will follow our American laws. I don't know, where do you guys think that you broke into where the rule of law is optional, where you get to pick and choose which laws you follow, but that's not the case. See, my people are still being arrested and being sentenced to prison when they commit crimes in this country. And when I say my people, I mean my fellow Americans. There is no exemptions under the law for us, the way these people are protesting that they want for illegals. The laws are still applied to us Americans. If I commit a crime, I'm still going to jail. If I go to these people's country where they came from and I overstay my visa, are they going to go down there and protest so that I can stay? Am I going to be able to get free food and free housing from them if I stay in the country? No. The laws, they will boot me out of their country quick. I'll be deported. All these countries have laws. I don't know why everyone's pretending the only civilized place on earth is the United States, and outside of here is just mud huts and jungles everywhere. There are systems, there are laws, there are entire governments in other countries. Now, these people want to relocate and come to the United States. You have to do it the right way. It's not fair to people like my relatives and my family who had to pay tens of thousands of dollars to go to school just so we can learn English, so that we can participate and pass the exam so we can become citizens. You know, when you go through all that trouble to become an American, you appreciate being an American. The reason these people can spit in our faces and say fuck you to our laws and literally try to shame our law enforcement is because they do not respect our laws. They didn't risk anything to come here. It didn't cost them anything. No sacrifices, no dedication, and no allegiance was made. They're here to plunder, take our resources and send them to where they're from. I'll be damned. You know, me and my friends back in California, most of us are dead or in jail for life. But the ones that made it out, like myself, we reminisce about how when we were 15, 16 years old, before we started gangbanging, we were trying to get jobs at Taco Bell, Subway, Sizzler, warehouses. There's no such thing as jobs for young people in Los Angeles because of all the fucking illegals. I would go for a job that historically would have been made for a kid to work during the summer, 16, 17, in between the season, in between school. I show up to try to apply for one of these jobs. There's a 40-year-old Latino person who also doesn't speak any English, who's trying to support a family of 4 on a minimum wage job. Sir, these minimum wage jobs are not meant for you. They're meant for Americans, young Americans. We had a really good system going on here. Then all of a sudden, one day, they can hire illegals. They figure out there's no enforcement, and they just kick the rest of us born Americans out of the workforce, put us in the streets. And what are we to do for money? Well, we hustle. We commit crimes. We steal. We do what we got to do to get by, and we never even had a chance to get into the workforce. People are talking about, oh, what kind of jobs we wouldn't work. We were never even offered these jobs, or we would have worked them. There is nobody that is in America that's going to think they're too good for money. We'll work it. But you assuming we won't because that's what you tell yourself to feel better about giving away our jobs to people that are working for slave wages. And they're happy to do so because, see, they get to go and live where they want to. You know what's crazy about living where you want? That's something called a luxury. Luxuries must be afforded. I can't sit here and with a person with no income and say, I want to go live in that mansion. And if I can't live in a mansion, then it's not fair. There must be discrimination. Maybe it's because, no, that's a luxury. You want to go live in that mansion, you must be able to afford it. Who just gives people luxuries? Being able to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, and how you want to do it is also a luxury. To see these people complaining about laws, the same laws that the rest of us must follow, being enforced on them as well. So now that we're equal, it's shameful. And anybody who supports this should be arrested or put out of business. If you own a business in Charlotte and you're complaining about the fact that now you're losing customers, then maybe you shouldn't have built a business where your number one client are criminals. Choose a new business model or go out of business. And guess what? An American will come along who will do business with other Americans, and we won't need to only work with criminals to stay afloat. That's like me making a store called Bank Robbery Supplies. And all of a sudden the police crack down on all the bank robbers in the city, and I start complaining about the police arresting people that rob banks because of my bottom line. Fuck your bottom line. This is America. We are a country of laws. There are standards for our society that we must stay within. If you're gonna want to have children one day and have a family and be prosperous, you cannot do that in chaos. There must be control. You can't just let people take whatever they want and do whatever they want because you're afraid they're going to call you racist or a supremacist. Stop being such a fucking wuss, wimp, weak. You let people shame you into submission? Are you fucking 12 years old? Are you going to cry? You're gonna throw up in your lunchbox? Grow a fucking spine. This is your home. You only got one. There's no backup America that you can fly to and start over again. Because all you're gonna do is just vote that place out of business too. The way you're voting yourself out now. You've lost everything. The little bit you have left, you better scrape and scratch to keep it, or you're gonna lose that too.
The president has ramped up immigration enforcement in recent months in cities including Chicago and Los Angeles. The administration defending these operations, saying in a statement, there have been too many victims of criminal illegal aliens, and President Trump and Secretary Noem will step up to protect Americans when sanctuary politicians won't. But North Carolina Governor Josh Stein said Friday most of the people detained have no criminal record and some are U.S. citizens.
Somebody driving your exact car, just got in an accident down the street. We're just making sure it's you. But if it's not me, you shouldn't. Shut the fuck up and comply. There must be order. And guess what? If you don't like order, if you don't like our laws, then why do you choose to be here? Did you not know that we had a system of laws in place before you came? Or are you from here and you don't like our laws? Why do you choose to stay? Why don't you escape? Get on an airplane, fly the fuck to Africa, fly to Mexico. You don't have to be here. No one's forcing you to. You're begging to stay here. We're not begging to keep you here. And everyone's complaining about, oh, the people that they're, bro, people have to be screened. In LA, they used to be called gang sweeps. You know how many times I've been stopped by police because they didn't know if I was in a gang or not? Then they check to see if I have tattoos. They run my name. There's no record. Then they let you go. That's called community safety protocol. There has to be a level of profiling, or you can never enforce any laws. And then all we're going to have is the country that you ran from. They don't profile in Mexico. So why the fuck aren't you there? Oh, because you want to live somewhere where there's profiling. But now you're pushing for us to lower our standards down to these shithole places that people are escaping. Why don't you just go back? That way you can live the way you want to live without, going against the stream. Go be comfortable where you're from. You don't have to stay here. Why? I don't understand. And then there are people that are still complaining about how it's hurting their local businesses. I don't give a shit. Your business should not depend on criminals and a lack of law enforcement to stay in business. And if you are depending on a lack of law enforcement for your doors to stay open, then close them and do something else. If you're going to tell me a certain level of criminality is going to be required for this business to survive, then the business cannot survive. We are not going to shut down and turn off our laws so that certain laws don't apply for certain people, but they apply for others. We will be treated equally under the law. There is no other way this is going to work. And then all this crying on the internet, you're not going to shame me. I'm not going to see you crying on the internet and say, oh, well, maybe we should burn up the Constitution. I might as well just tear it up. There's a kid crying. Let's get rid of everything. It's a free-for-all. And fuck that crying kid. We have bigger fish to fry. I have a country to save. You guys don't understand how close we are to losing everything.
An indivisible Charlotte protest where dozens of people were holding signs, chanting, all of them making it clear where they stand on immigration enforcement operations, not only in North Carolina, but across the country. Reporter Elijah Skipper breaks it all down.
I'm just scared for everybody that, and my family.
At the Country Club Apartments in East Charlotte, you don't need a census to see who lives here. You just need to listen, and right now what you hear most is fear.
It's crazy. I'm Hispanic myself. When we came to the United States, did we live in enclaves of other Latinos? We did, temporarily. If we wanted to live around our own people and speak our own language, we could have stayed where we're from. If you didn't come to the United States to become an American and to assimilate, you must be returned to sender. Don't bring your whole family. Only bring the ones that want to be Americans. Do not bring the ones that still want to hold on to the old country, wave the flag, because those are the beliefs that you're leaving. That makes just as much sense as me buying this fucking house, moving to Texas, but I got a big ass California bear flag on my front door. If I liked California that much and their policies and their governance, I would have fucking stayed in California. But I left. I didn't come to Texas to bring my California politics with me. I came to Texas to become a Texan. I didn't come here to ride both sides of the fence. I came here because this is the last of the country. Most of the states have folded. Our democracy is pretty much gone. It's gone because you let illegals come here and vote, which basically every one illegal wipes out one vote of a citizen. They just cancel them out. So now your vote is skewed. You don't even have a vote, and you don't realize it because you're an idiot. All you know is what someone's telling you. You'll let a kid who doesn't have any choice on where he's going to live talk about what he's scared. If you're so scared, why not tell your family, hey, let's go find safety. Let's go back to our home country. Let's go back to Mexico. I won't be scared there. But why, if you're scared here, why not just tell the reporter, yeah, I'm scared for my family, but I'll be honest, reporter, I'd be scared anywhere we go. Tell them the truth. Is there anywhere you won't be scared? Wherever that place is, go. Do not choose to live here in fear. Escape. Find safety. Tell your mom you want to go somewhere else. Don't stay here in fear.
Family, they just feel mad and stuff about it. And they told me to speak out because they want everybody in the community to know about this stuff happening.
Residents say ICE and Border Patrol rolled through here Tuesday, and it changed everything in this neighborhood.
No one should get arrested on stolen land. I don't want to see people, like kids.
You hear that black bullshit? It's black bullshit because black people came up with that. They think it's clever to say, but it makes no sense. This land is not stolen. It was purchased. It was conquered. It was won. In the sports world, we would refer to this as being a sore loser. The way it works is the winner goes the spoils. If you fuckers lost, you don't cry about it forever. You either fight to take it back or you go somewhere else. But you're going to have to take it from somebody else too. No one stole anything. It was won. It was conquered. If it's yours and it's sitting right here, take it back. Good luck. Come get it back in blood. Oh, no one's illegal on stolen land. Yeah, until they run over one of your relatives, until they kick the shit out of y'all and put you out of your schools, until these black neighborhoods become Mexican neighborhoods, and now you guys live far away and you're crying about where you used to live and how everybody, you know, all the young men got the Mexican gangs wiped out the black gangs. The neighborhood's more peaceful. So, I mean, what's to really complain about? But it was at your expense that the neighborhood changed. All because you wanted to talk nonsense about stolen land. It's not your land. You don't even own any of this property. None of this is your land. You're renting it. If you want to own something and you don't like how we run things in the United States, get the fuck out. There is no lock. The lock is on the inside. The lock's not on the outside. No one's trapping you in here. There are flights that go to other countries from these international airports every hour on the hour. Pick one. But if and Trump gave you the option, we told you 9 months ago to self-deport. We'll even give you a little something, little departing gift, and then you can be able to apply and eventually come back. But you're still here. That's why you're hiding in the house. You should have self-deported. We gave you a chance. Now you're going to get caught. You're going to get deported, and you're going to get dick. There is not going to be a consolation prize. All because you want to become a criminal, and now you're brainwashing your kid to not even understand that they are also participating in criminality. We have to do away with birthright citizenship as well.
Getting separated from the family.
14-year-old Ace Salvador felt it from his bedroom window, where one dark SUV was enough to make him hit record.
I'll be posting on Instagram and stuff, letting them know that they're here in these places.
For days now, volunteers have been walking door to door, checking on families, handing out cards in English and Spanish, and reminding people of their rights.
I am bilingual, so I'm very fortunate to be able to communicate effectively with them.
How is this not obstruction? If there's a fugitive that I'm looking for and I'm the government, and you're telling this fugitive that I'm here to see them and you're trying to, prevent me from capturing them, how is that not obstruction? How is that not a crime? How is this not aiding and abetting a fugitive? I don't care how old you are. That's exactly what this is. And this is what I mean by when I say, even though I support Trump, I'm sorry, I have my complaints about Trump, but he's better than the drunk Indian bitch. He's better than her. But my point is, if Trump only had the stomach to do what he knows needs to be done, Trump promised us extreme enforcement, and he would go further. But does Trump have the stomach for what it's going to take to actually restore law and order in this country? He doesn't. Because now Tom Hooman does. Maybe you should let Tom do his thing. Right now, we're tolerating these women, the kid, everybody's admitting openly to aiding and abetting fugitives from the law. These are criminals, right? They enter the country illegally. They are criminals by the definition of the word. It's still a crime. And you might say it's a civil crime. It's the crime we're focused on right now. That's just it. You don't like it, leave. But these people should be arrested. They all should be arrested and prosecuted. You're aiding and abetting. A lesson must be shown to the rest of the public. But every day that you're letting these people continue to do this without anyone being arrested for aiding and abetting fugitives, for obstruction of justice, you're just inspiring other people to also break the law and join their ranks. We're literally breeding our own worst problems, and we could have just stopped it by equally enforcing the laws against them as well. This is illegal. And Trump has to toughen up. I know it's his first year, but he really does have to get tougher. He has to pull the gloves off.
The biggest thing that I've noticed and that I'm very shocked by is that people do not have this information. I think this is just common knowledge, and it is not.
But even the volunteers who came here to support families had their own tense moments.
There are probably 25 or 30 agents out here that were just kind of like making a circle around him. And I could tell they didn't want to be filmed, didn't like being filmed.
One man, part of the group following law enforcement and blowing whistles, was taken into custody. We don't know what led up to it. We only know what unfolded on camera.
I mean, it's important for everybody to know, especially folks in Asheville, because, we hope that they stop here, but we know they won't.
One of our sister stations contacted law enforcement to get some clarification about why that man was taken into custody there at that shopping center, but they are still waiting for an answer.
Arrest them all. I don't care why he's in custody. Arrest them all. The agitators, the ones who are scouting, the obstructionists, all of them. A friend of mine called me from California. He was an out-of-work truck driver. They offered him triple the pay if he can get back on the road yesterday. He's on the road right now on his way through Nevada. When I tell you thousands of people in my community, Americans, are back to work already. Thousands. The rents in LA dropping by hundreds of dollars all of a sudden. Both of these are because the immigrants are being put the fuck out. When I say arrest them all, I mean arrest them all. We want more. We want more arrests. We want them gone. They must be gone. Like and subscribe, share the video. If you understand what I'm saying and you agree, join the movement, support ICE, support law enforcement. America first, Americans first, Americans only.
I've been needing to find a new apartment, which has not been easy with credit as bad as mine. Luckily, I found cosigning.com. They connected me with a cosigner who helped me get my dream apartment for me and my dog. I just paid a small fee and was able to move in fast. Get the cosigner you need for the apartment you want. Check out cosigning.com today.